they're there. Like,
Peter, can I just
yeah,
say, your wrists in that shot,
yeah,
how much do they move? In other words, how much do you swing? Or
yeah,
do you, you know, I'm talking about the V now, as you come into that and you're going through.
yeah.
Do you keep the wrist?
So,
How do you
so there's
how do
two.
you
There's,
coach
there's
this?
let's say there's two movements, right?
Yes.
There will be that type of release, and there will be that type of release. Both are fine. So if I did the first one, let's imagine a draw, right? So if I was to try and draw it that way, so that's an awful lot of
Right.
toe dominant movement through the ball. Totally fine. My own personal style is more this way, that the face is looking back at me, but I have to do this. Again, that'll guarantee me the strike. So the face is pointing back at me. There's nice spin on that, there's nice control on it. And the reason I do like that type of shot or that type of release is because if I want to play with the trajectory a little bit, I just raise my hands up a little higher. Same type of technique, it just brings it up another 5 or 6 feet, you know?
The reason I asked is,
Yeah, so same technique, let's say 3 different flights, right? So basically, and it's again like very simple. So if that's the way I want to release the club. If I said the first one is going to be at my belt, so at my belt high, will result in that. Next one is going to be middle of my chest. And I say the next one, let's say head high. Okay, so I've raised the butt from there to there to there. Same technique, same release.
Watching you, the biggest thing there is the turn for me.
Yeah,
For me in the personal, yeah. Like a lot of us would be like this.
yeah.
We should be
You just demonstrated a thin
yeah.
there,
Yeah, lovely.
right? Well, no, it's important. Well, it's important we see it because if you don't turn
Yeah,
and you're quick with your upper,
yeah.
that's a thin pattern all day long. It's when people drive their knees and they don't turn. But we need to be able to spot that as a group. Because I think the main thing here, remember, like if we're controlling low point, your belt buckle has to be rotating properly, not down, not backwards.
Can I ask you a question? What do you say to yourself to make yourself turn?
Uh,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
is there a-
Well, I love flow. So like again, it's how you practice. So this is the way I kind of warm up my chipping. So I like to just move, and then all right. The feeling is imagine a circle around my wrists. I'm not going to come out of that circle, right? So now I have control of the ground. Now I'm going to add in my shoulders, and I should be able to step in and just turn and hit the pitch that way. But it's motion, it's fluidity. So you can really free up your chipping, even with your feet and your knees. You know, there's a bit of flow there. So if there's a bit of flow, you're taking out what I call the electricity, which is what comes on people under pressure. It's just tension. But I suppose all I'm trying to get across is, even if it's just this one, that we leave and we know, right, that gives me a little bit of control of low point under pressure by coming in, bringing the club up and adding in that turn. You'll deal with that lie, you'll deal with this lie, you'll deal with that lie with the same technique.
Give another line up, yeah.
Pardon?
Can we give it
You can?
one or two of Malcolm specialists over here behind the ball?
Right. Come on, the harder the better now. I'll dread saying that now. No. Let's try and create the most pressurized situation. The pair have to get up and down in front of their teammates. That is a fucking nightmare, lads. Right? Let's call a spade, right? I've experienced that international level, provincial level. And by the way, I always say this, your club is where you'll feel the most pressure because you're playing against your peers. And let's call it further spade a spade. Half the people out watching want to see a bit of a fucking disaster. Right? That's a fact. Yeah. I knew he shouldn't be picked. Yeah. That seems to be part of it. That's just an Irish thing, who knows. And half people want to see you succeed, right? Yes, this is a hard shot, but like under pressure, you have to go back to what you know. Okay, worst case scenario, I'll guarantee myself the strike anyway, right? Worst case scenario. Okay? So we know that getting our hands up slightly into it and keeping the speed and the turn going Little bit thin, little bit thin. I said I'd hit a few shit shots. Okay, fine. So how do we really play the shot? It's you have to open the face. You would have to open the face. I would adopt the same technique and just increase the speed through the ball. Okay? I'll take that one. But again, it's I think we're giving ourselves like a lesser lie, that's a tough lie. Same thing, face open, speed. So once speed is your friend, even if it's 15 feet, grand, pressure over, we're done. Like it's back in your partner now.
His problem.
It's his partner, it's his problem, but he's not in there. And lads, trust me, if this happens, right, there's the shot, but there's the shame of it. That's another fact, let's be honest. And it's going to affect the pairing going in there. The next shot then, your partner's head is fried, people are getting closer, and it's a disaster. So I call those crises. There will be, again, as a partnership, what are we going to be like in the event of a crisis? Like, let's call this is a tough shot under pressure, but you have to kind of go, okay, remember that night, I know this, here's this, and take all the time. Slow it down. Take all the time. Rehearse it. You have to feel the ground. It's pointless rushing it, getting in, right? What do I want it? Like, and be honest, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to keep speed going. Back to the rehearsal, speed. Right, that feels okay. I'm going to give myself some loft, hands up, speed. Grant, once I commit to that, and I've hit the shot, it's your job done. I know it sounds easy, but...
Okay, what would you, so in a shot like that,
yeah.
I think that for a lot of us, we're actually looking at the hole and we're trying to get it as near as the hole. What's a reasonable distance there for a shot like that there?
Obviously those two are amazing. Like the tree beyond, Jesus, yeah, like even...
So we don't have to be trying to get it in
No, this is the problem, like if right, you have to get up and down. You still have to trust the technique. You still have to hit the shot, right? So that's a better shot. That would be an amazing outcome. You're a hero. Great.
Yeah.
And some days you will be a hero, but it comes back to a bit of luck, reading the lie, making sure you're going through with the right speed, but we know what we're not doing. We're not getting long, we're not slowing down, we're not falling back. We know as a group what we're doing. We're assessing the lie, we're getting in, we're actually opening the face a bit more, and we're trusting the speed and moving through. Is that all right in that one?
Yeah, that's very, very
Yeah?
good.
And that was a good one, by the way, because we're presented with, like, again, be honest, I do not want to duff it into the bunker. It's when people are going, well, I can't say that because everyone is here and half of them want to see you fuck up and half of them don't. But it's just, again, having the confidence in your partner to discuss, Jesus Christ, right, what are we doing here? Okay, just slow it down, especially if it's a situation where it's hinging on you, which isn't easy, but it's brilliant when something comes off, you're going, Jesus, right, the work I did there now on that shot, the practice I did, has come off under pressure. It's the best, that's the best, especially with your team behind you.
And the word confidence is a very important word,
Yeah.
like you just said there, because
But-
sometimes you say, I don't want to hit the fucking thing into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, like, there's honesty and there's confidence, so like if Harrington showed up, like, he would probably say, well, look, there's the bunker, like, clear, we don't want to hit it into the bunker. Everyone knows that. It's when that's avoided and it's not even looked at, we're aware of the bunker, okay? And again, there's acceptance. If I do duff it in the bunker, I have to deal with that, like, but we're better than that. We're saying, no, we have a technique that we know works. And if I was very, very much under pressure, I would make sure I move left. You know what I mean? So I would open it up, move more left, which will, it will nip it more, like, you know, but I'm still maintaining my setup, adding loft because I need to get the ball up. We spoke about over there, your hands are moving up. You're giving yourself the best chance because we've trained it. It's when people get in and they're, as I said at the start, they're just flustered of all of this and no preparation here. And that's not a nice place to be, you know? And it's not easy. It's not an easy shot. Like, right, what do we do here? Like, that's another ball of wax. right? So you can play that. No, you can play it like a bunker shot. Right, disaster. Right, so okay, I've tried to play the shot the way I like to play it. Or we can go back to our, let's call it our safe shot. Take a bit, no, so here's one for you, right? You need less speed when there's less grass. Right? Not more speed, which is the mistake I made there. So I guaranteed myself the elevation, but if it still needs to be there. Like these lads, this is a nightmare shot. That actually wasn't bad. I'd be happy enough with that. I'd be happy enough with that. That is that's a divot basically. But the way I played it, same hands up, maintaining the speed, but not that amount of speed. All right. Still guaranteeing myself to strike. What is the likelihood here? One of duff or thin. That's a fact, right? But again, we're trying to establish a nice way that we can guarantee a strike. We've got our hands up, a little bit of loft, turn. Right, just about got away with that. But again, because it's out here, it's not going to dig into the ground.
Peter, sorry, where is the ball in relation to your feet?
Okay, perfect. So back to we'll go this divot here. If it was this type of lie, it's like again, if there was no bunker there, we could be back, no problem. Guarantee or strike that way. If there was no bunker, right? So obviously with a little bit of loft, it's more inside my left heel. You know what I mean? So for this one, if we're trying to get a little bit of loft out of that lie, hands up, turn. Again, I'd be delighted with that because that's the worst lie you could possibly get. But again, we've guaranteed, let's all kind of understand, we're guaranteeing ourselves the strike because we're getting in nice and close. We're getting the shaft up a little bit. Doesn't have to be up as much as that. We're getting our hands up, so we're taking out the tendency of the club to dig. We want glide, even there. It's gliding, it's gliding.